Today I've got two cheap controllers I'm going to show off to you. A generic USB controller and a generic Xbox compatible USB controller. We'll start off with the Xbox compatible controller. It pretty much looks identical to the official Xbox controller, down to nearly every detail. But there's no prominent X on the central home button, and there's no inscription on the back with any hardware details. For the price of about €10, it's a fine controller, but it definitely differs in quality from the official controllers. The analog sticks are not quite as accurate, which for many games might not be an issue until you decide, for example, to pick up a precision weapon like a sniper rifle. The trigger buttons are also okay. They definitely have a slightly rougher and cheaper feel when you press down on them. The directional pad, again, works fine. It doesn't quite have that tactile push that you'd feel in the original controller. The A, B, X, Y buttons, they actually feel authentic. From the initial press down to that extra little push you can give on it. It's a fine controller. But for the same price of €10, you can likely hunt down an authentic controller on the used market, which is going to serve you a lot better. Funny story, I accidentally killed my Xbox with leaking potato juice when I made my overclocking video. It's not that the Xbox didn't have issues before, overheating and so on. Lucky enough, these controllers work fine on the PC. Anyway, on to the second controller that I just got. It's a generic USB controller that has an uncanny resemblance to the PlayStation's DualShock controller. It sells for under €5, so I'd say it's pretty cheap. It feels comfortable in your hands and acts just like the DualShock controller. The directional pad is a bit stiff and it can take a little while for you to become accustomed to it. Like the previous controller, the analog sticks are not as sensitive, meaning that small pushes might not be detected. The buttons on this controller are particularly clicky, and again, a little stiffer than you might expect. It's not a bad controller by any means. It works for its intended purpose and handles well. Just don't expect it to perform as well as its more expensive official counterparts. That's my simple quick review of these cheap controllers. So why do I have these? What's my plan? Well, there's quite a few classic games that I want to play that I've never had the chance to. Starting off with a game called Seiken Densetsu 3, or better known as Secret of Mana 2, a sequel to one of my favorite games, which of course if it's a topic of interest I might jump into a little bit more into a later video. So then if I bought it to play a Super Nintendo game, why not get a cheap SNES controller knockoff? Well, personally, I just don't think they're as comfortable. That, and it's nice to have some extra buttons to tie into some features provided by emulators, like fast forward, quick save, and quick load. That'll be it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Of course, if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, dislike. Leave me a message in the comments. Tell me what you want to see next. And as always, no matter where you are in the world, good day, goodbye, good morning.